Joshua Saunders, better known as Kingcobrajfs, is a YouTuber in his 30s from Casper, Wyoming. In the past, Josh has been known to consume insane combinations of both food and drink, concocting some of the most virulent food products seen on YouTube. But his recent endeavors have taken all of this to the next level. Over the course of the last month, Josh has embarked on a journey of homemade wine making. To be honest, I don't even know if you can call it wine, because some of the stuff that we're going to witness in this video is surely toxic. Cobra has thrown every rule of sanitization out of the window, and with every drink, he gambles his health. This all started near the beginning of September 2023. Josh had mentioned on stream once or twice that he desired to try his hand at winemaking, and when he finally posted video of him making his first batch, it became very clear that this was not going to end well.
Homemade winemaking. I googled it, and you can use just plain old instant yeast to make wine. You need like 3 ingredients basically. You need some kind of juice, pure cane granulated sugar, and some instant yeast. And of course, a measuring cup. Carefully, I don't have a funnel, so I have to be somewhat diligent about it. And this isn't gonna work. I need to use my hands. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Pouring a little, taking your time to pour the sugar in there by hand. I guess it's just a labor of love. I'm making a sugary mess in my sink. I want to wash this down. I'm definitely going to add more sugar to this, because I don't know, I lost a good third of it pouring it. I dig it. I'm also 80% British. Yeah, let's just dump a bunch of that in there. There we go. That should do it. Bloody hell. Shake it up. Shake it, but don't break it. Stick the wine in this dark closet where it can just age and do its thing.
Even though homemade wine is supposed to set in a dark, cool environment for 2 weeks, Josh could barely make it through 1. And after succumbing to temptation, Josh pops the cap and samples it, where of course, he proclaims it to be amazing, just like he does with all his other food and drink abominations.
So my homemade alcohol is done. It usually takes about like 2 weeks to ferment, according to an article that I was reading. When I go to open it, it doesn't really release carbonation like it did. So, YouTube, when I smell that, oh, dude, that smells like straight alcohol, dude. That smells like it's got some burn to it. Hold up, let's try some of my homemade hooch. Glass of this homemade hooch here. That definitely tastes like alcohol, I ain't gonna stunt. My first attempt at homemade hooch, not half bad, dude. You can get botulism from doing this, so be careful.
Botulism is a rare but serious illness caused by a toxin that attacks the body's nerves and causes difficulty breathing, muscle paralysis, and even death. Symptoms of botulism may include difficulty swallowing, muscle weakness, double vision, drooping eyelids, blurry vision, slurred speech, difficulty breathing, and difficulty moving eyes. The horrifying thing about all this is that Josh suffers from all of these symptoms just merely because of his existence. He will have no way in hell knowing that he has botulism until it is too late. And with every batch that Cobra makes, the chances for botulism skyrocket, because each time he sees his mead as successful, he ups the ante with the next batch. The first one is simply juice, sugar, and yeast. A slight chance of botulism there, but nothing serious. Well, with the second batch, he decides to add honey, and that exponentially increases the chances of botulism. Now, of course, there are a number of other medical issues that Josh could run into consuming this stuff, but one thing it's surely not going to do to him is get him drunk, because Josh cannot help himself when it comes to pulling out his newest batch of mead and showing it off to the camera, often taking sips right off the bottle, introducing all the bacteria, fungi, microorganisms, everything that lives in Joshua's mouth into the mead, where it will then be left to set for a couple more days.
Look at that! It's the wine. You know what I did, YouTube? I unscrewed the lid, let the balloon deflate, and then I gave it a little one of these numbers. Last time I was making homemade wine, the bottle did this. It formed the head and everything. Because the Tampico has preservatives in it, I added extra sugar for the yeast and a whole bottle of freaking raw honey. So there you go. This is some good looking homemade mead, man. I hope it turns out. That smells kind of bready.
Josh really wants his viewers to see this as actual alcohol. He will drink it often on stream and play up his drunkenness for the camera. Because the reality is that Josh is doing a number of things that limit the alcohol content of his wine heavily. He's using juice that has preservatives in it. Apparently this will affect the yeast. He's introducing foreign microbes into it by being absolutely unsanitary as a person can be. And sometimes he won't even use the proper kind of yeast. Make no mistakes, what Josh is drinking here is just rotten juice. But it would get so much worse when he started adding fresh fruit into it.
Strawberry banana mead. Make some room for our sugar and our honey and our banana and our strawberries. Next we're going to add one whole banana in there, a handful of strawberries. Then we're going to add some Jumex strawberry banana nectar from concentrate. Now we're going to let it ferment, watch it do its thing.
This bottle that Josh is using has already been used to make a previous batch of mead. But don't worry guys, he washed it out, and apparently he even cleaned the cap with bleach. None of that is going to save this banana from mold and rot. The yeast and the sugar aren't just going to magically keep these items from spoiling. And no matter how well you strained this stuff, there would still be tiny little rotten chunks of banana floating around in the juice. Too bad Cobra didn't have to worry about any of that, because he simply strains it with his hands once it's finished fermenting, making a colossal mess in the process.
And now we're going to strain the mead fruit into a glass and through a strainer. And I'm spilling it all over the place. Okay, that didn't work out as smoothly as I thought it would. Oh, shit. One little piece isn't gonna hurt. This is gonna be a bitch and a half to transfer, but it's a labor of love. I'm gonna put my hand over it while we pour it in here. It is what it is. But like I said, I'll be drinking this homemade mead in about a week or so, give or take. You know,
I have seen Josh handle a piece of raw pork with his rings on. Even if you go wash your hands, that's not quite coming off. This is just how unsanitary this man's fingers are, and he's using them to strain something that needs to be fermented, and he has already let little pieces of fruit fall down in there. The risk from this batch compared to the previous one is through the roof. And that's just how Cobra's been lately. He is willing to eat or drink anything that he thinks will either taste good or give him some kind of good feeling. Now, you may think this mead is disgusting, but I promise you that he has done something even grosser that we're about to cover. Cobra's been getting a lot of DoorDash deliveries lately, mostly ice, and then of course, Frisky's cat food. Josh also received a burger with only sauce on it, and for reasons that I will never understand, he thought that it would be owning the trolls to take the cat food, put it on the sauce burger, and eat it. I have seen Josh eat some gross stuff in my days here watching him, but without a doubt, this takes the cake. Viewer discretion is advised.
What if I put this Fancy Feast Creamy Delights chicken feast with some King Oscar sardines on this meatless Big Mac? Took the can and split it into like 2 sections here. Maybe it'll increase my chances of getting some pussy. Like I care. Ending sickos is more important than ending my dry spell. Fighting for female and male equality is more important than ending my damn dry spell. Ridiculous.
Watching that never gets easier. Cat food is not meant for human consumption, of course, and there is a whole new set of risks involved with consuming it like he did. As crazy as it may sound, the cat food burger, all the previous mead, everything that he's consumed beforehand pales in comparison to just how dangerous this patch of mead I'm about to show you is. If Cobra lets this next mead set for 2 weeks, I truly believe that it's going to land him in the hospital. Because it's not just the bacteria in this mead that could hurt Josh, it's also the sheer amount of sugar that he's added to it, making this, without a doubt, the most dangerous batch that he has made to date.
Got 2 bananas. Local honey. Peanut butter chocolate syrup. You want the bacon bits to do it because it's already cooked and cured, so it won't get all funkified and rotten. just for shits and giggles, we'll add a little bit of Jif Creamy. Just a little splash of that.
Chocolate syrup, Reese's peanut butter cups, bananas, bacon bits, and almost a quarter of the volume is pure sugar. If Cobra drinks this, he is going to get violently ill. If by some miracle it doesn't make him sick with some sort of virus, the amount of sugar in this most definitely will. It is almost like a soup consistency, and I have seen him previously sit down and drink a whole jug of homemade mead in one setting. If he does that with this one, it's not going to go well for him. Cobra has continued to incorporate candy and fruits into his homemade wines, and it seems like he takes more risks with every batch. As strange as it might sound, there have been a few positive effects from the mead making saga. Josh, who has been stating that he needs to cut back on his drinking for years now, finally is, just not in the way he expected. Because his mead is such poor quality, he's not getting drunk as much as he used to. Only because he has fooled himself into believing that this stuff will actually get him drunk. Though I believe the negatives to far outweigh the positives. All of this sugar and all of this bacteria cannot be good for his teeth, and I'm sure it's already caused him to have some bowel issues that he's dealt with off camera. Though Kingcobrajfs might look like he's doing fine, I guarantee you, in one way, shape, or form, this winemaking has already caught up to him. And without a doubt, this saga will end with a hospital visit. And that's about all we have on Kingcobrajfs today, guys. Little different of a video, but it feels nice to return to my roots. Some of you may know the first video I ever did was over King Cobra, and this current mead making saga just sucked me in. I had to share it with you guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching, especially till the end. That means the world to me, and it really helps the channel. Big shout out to all my channel members, my tapists. Thank you guys for all the support, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, just wherever you are. Go have a good time.